Hi, my name's Tova Falk, and welcome to Captain's Call. Okay, today we have Talia Gosling. And do you want to introduce yourself? Say your name, grade, and sport.
Yeah, so my name's Talia Gosling. I'm a senior and I'm on the track and field team.
So indoor track is a huge team.
Mm-hmm.
How do you organize so many people?
Well, and the nice thing is we have a lot of coaches. So we have like 3 or 4 coaches for the girls team. But we also have a lot of captains. So this year we have 6 captains, and divided between sprints and long distance, which is nice. But the nice thing is that there's just a lot of separate communities within the team, like the sprinters, the long distance people, the field events. So people kind of organize themselves, which is really great. But yeah, we get a lot of assistance from the coaches.
What would you say has been the most useful team bonding you've done?
We've done like team dinners and things like that. But I think for me, the most team bonding thing is the meets, because everyone is cheering for each other and everybody's kind of like going through the same thing and the same stress and the same emotions. So I think that's a really nice way to get people together. But practice, we're always together, we're always talking. We're honestly bonding all the time, but yeah, they're all.
So it's individual, right?
Mhm.
So since you're running individually, but does it add up as a team too?
Yeah, so there's varsity heats, which is usually just the first heat in each event. And if you get first, second, or third place, you get like a certain amount of points. So like first place is 5 points and like that kind of thing. And then however many people on your team score points, they get added up. And then it's like you versus one other team at the meet.
Do you think it's more stressful when you're like competing on your own? Because what you were telling me the other day was like it adds up altogether as well, right?
Yeah. I would say it's stressful competing on your own, especially when it gets to bigger meets where people rely on you more to score or to place or to do well in your event. So yeah, doing individual events is definitely more stressful than like a relay, for example, or any other team sport.
Would you say, like, what do you do when everyone on your team starts getting like stressed and anxious and like the vibes start to like go downhill?
I mean, one thing is that I definitely understand how everybody feels. I was once a freshman on the team, terrified of what was happening and how well I would do. So I think that having experience has definitely made it a lot easier for me, just because I've kind of understood that like each meet doesn't matter like so much, and it's okay to just relax and take this one like a little bit more calmly, if you know what I mean. So it's kind of just, you have to get that experience, and then to be able to help other people, it's really the connection that you have with them and how outgoing you make yourself with the younger athletes. Like you just have to reach out, let them know how you're feeling, and let them understand that it's okay to be stressed, and it's okay to just like relax a little bit, before the big races. So yeah, honestly, just communicating with them. Last year, in a really big 4x4, in a really big meet, we had dropped the baton, which was really frustrating.
What does that mean?
So in the relays, we hand the baton to kind of make it keep going. And if you drop it, your time gets really slow or you get disqualified.
That's awful.
Yeah, so that's never fun. But the nice thing about relays is it's never entirely your fault, but it's also never just one person's fault. So it's nice to know that like you're sharing the weight of like a hard race with tons of other people, and you're not the only person who feels that way.
Do you remember your first big race?
I maybe not specifically, but I remember my first season. I was racing against some of the seniors, and it was just really scary. And I felt so little around, like, and everything was so new, so I really had no idea what was going on. But my captains made me feel so much better. I mean, they were just so energetic and relaxed and calm, and it just made me feel so much better.
So like the inspiration aspect
Yes,
of it.
definitely.
Oh, I want to be like that when I
Yes,
grow up.
exactly. Yeah.
Do you have anyone you want to shout out?
Annabelle Cloney, Sydney Pasley Harris, Lila Baldwin, Charlotte Smith. They're some of the most amazing people ever. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you remember like a race where maybe things didn't go the way you wanted? And how do you feel like the team like helped, I don't know, like make you feel better,
Yeah.
turn things around?
When I've had like meets and races that didn't go the way I wanted them to go, the only thing I can do is kind of know that there's a race in front of me and know like this is not going to be my last time racing. This is not going to be my last 300 or whatever.
Right.
I mean, but yeah, just to kind of know that there's always something ahead of me.
Yeah, that's so nice. What about when you have a really, really good race, right? Since it's individual, do you
Yeah.
ever have a really good race and then like your friend has like not the best race ever?
Yeah.
Is that awkward? Like, what do
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is I want my teammates and my friends to do just as well as I want to do well, because I know how important it is to them and how much, like, when I do well, it matters to me, so obviously it matters to them. And I just love watching them succeed, but sometimes it happens where people have good races and other people have bad races, but the most important thing is that everybody's just always supporting each other. And like, yes, it's hard to see people like win medals or get first place when you're not doing so well, but you just have to know that that's just how it goes, and they are in support of you and you're in support of them, and that's all that matters.
Such a good mindset. All going to be okay. Today was a bad day, but maybe tomorrow will be.
If only I could really take that in every
And like practice.
Yes,
like, actually,
exactly.
like, every single day.
Yes, exactly.
Today, tomorrow will be better. So you have, how many captains do you have?
6 on
6
track.
captains.
Yes, but in outdoor we'll only have 4.
How do you divide the work as captains? Like, does each captain play a different role, or do you kind of feel like you play the same role?
Well, nothing is like super assigned. We were never like, oh, Talia's going to do this and Salam's going to do that and like that kind of thing. But it's kind of been like people, like the captains have their like things that they're really good at. Like I'm really good at being loud and people can hear me, and that's kind of my thing. And then there's other people who are like really good at just being like a silent role model that you could just watch and be like, wow, she's amazing, and things like that. So I think that each captain does their captain duty like in their own way, which I think is nice. But then when those things come or where we all need to step up, we all do, obviously. So yeah.
Okay, we're kind of getting to the end, but if there was one thing you would tell a future captain, what would it be?
Honestly, if I could tell a future captain one thing, it would be the first thing you should be is a person on the team and then a captain. You have to be relatable, you have to be reliable, you have to be somebody that people can speak to and be a friend to, and not just this like daunting captain who yells at you and tells you what to do with everything. The most important thing I think is just being a friend first and then captain.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thanks for doing this today.
Thanks.
This
I
is
had so much
good.
fun.
Okay. I don't know how we turn these off.